gonna be a lot.
It's a long, yeah.
But
You're going to Kerrville?
we're going Kerrville in the morning and then to Burn It to pick up Hunter camp. We gotta be there at 7:30.
She's at Camp Long.
Check the river flow.
Yes, I'm going to have to do that.
And where it's gonna be tomorrow.
I've been,
Better be, better, cause it's not good.
well, Kristen had surgery last week, so
Not really.
she's allowed to ride in the car, but it's.
Is she allowed to go outside or not by herself?
No, she's been walking my fat dog. It doesn't walk very fast. But She doesn't want to get out a lot of sun, you know, it's car and stuff.
She needs a hat.
We went
She
to
has
a
a
flag
bunch
for
of
them
hats.
last night.
She did, she wore a hat, right?
She's gotten a bunch of hats.
That's what I told
We
her.
have a hair braid.
God bless her. I'm, you know.
A little short right now for the.
What day? Sunday or something?
Already.
Right, so. Well, how's thinking?
Oh.
I said.
We're talking about this right now?
You're already planning. I don't know. I got you.
Oh, she said I'm not 20. I guess it's done.
Sorry.
She gave my ticket away. The Ohio State, Texas game.
I know, that's not nice. That's
One of
like.
those season tickets.
I know. Okay, are we back?
Yeah, we are.
We're all back.
All right. Okay. All right, the city council will reconvene into open session. Taking no action on the items discussed in closed executive session, we'll move on to the consent agenda. And that, two items are the city council meeting minutes from June 18th and B, an ordinance third and final reading adopting the use standards of care for 2026. Anything anyone wishes to pull, or can we move with a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second. All right. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Fran, please call the roll.
Councilmember Schneider.
Yes.
Councilmember Owen,
Yes.
Councilmember Krueger,
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers.
Yes.
Councilmember Christensen.
Yes.
Mayor Person Crawford.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item 7, items for consideration. C, presentation from Samco Capital Markets, the city's financial advisor regarding the financing plan for the Port Aransas venue project, authorizing city staff and consultants to proceed with the plan and other matters relating to the venue project.
Come on up,
Gentlemen.
guys. My name is Mark McClany with Samco Capital Markets. Jack McClany is handing this out and he'll go through these numbers with you shortly. In November, of course, you all authorized and the voters authorized a venue tax of 2% to go on top of the hotel motel tax currently in place. What we've done from there is well, let me back up a second. When it was authorized, we have an obligation to get debt in place within a year. So we're coming to that time frame. There is still question whether it's approved the date of the approval, November, or the date the tax went into place. But we're going ahead and trying to move this thing forward now, just to be on the conservative side. So what we're looking at is 2%, and what can 2% fund? And so we want to be conservative. Your current hotel motel tax rate is growing much faster than previous years. So we want to be conservative. We want to have coverage, and we're going to go over that. And I think you all are in a really good place to authorize this without touching on anything but the hotel motel tax. I'll let Jack go through that, and then we'll address any questions you may have.
Mayor, council, always a pleasure to be here. Really quickly to run through this document that we have in front of you. From left to right, I'm just gonna quickly walk through these first few columns. We are using last year's audited financials for revenue of the hotel motel tax. In our current year, through 8 months, we are trending 25% higher than what these numbers show from last year. We're using these numbers to stay on the conservative side, and we are also showing no growth throughout the entire term of the analysis. So this is about as conservative as our numbers can get. 2025 revenues were $11,369,000, and that is with the 7-cent rate. If we break that down, our hot revenues per each penny of that rate come in to roughly $1.6 million per penny. For the 2 cents that was approved, that will give us $3.25 million, just about, annually on last year's revenues with no growth throughout. So we went ahead and we looked at $40 million, what that would look like for a 40-year term. 30-year term, my apologies. And if you look at the coverage column just to the right of that total, we are sitting at about 1.2 coverage for the length of the borrowing. That's with roughly $2.5 million in annual payments, and we are very comfortable with that coverage. If you'll remember, the hotel motel pledge that we enacted also included a 5% of the total tax rate to be pledged. That is not something that we want to touch at all. That is not something that we plan to touch. And hopefully this analysis outlines we have substantial coverage before even going into that. That 5% helps us with the marketability of these bonds. That just helps us in the market. That's not something for us to use. It is really what we want to focus on is this left side of the analysis. With that $40 million, we will also have to have a reserve fund that has the average debt service payment of $2.5 million in that reserve fund for the length of the term in case something such as a hurricane comes through and for a year we are unable to make these payments with the hotel revenue. So that sets us up there to cover that from another conservative standpoint. With that $2.5 million sitting in a reserve fund, that lowers what goes into the project fund from 40 million down to 37.5. And that is where I'll have you guys turn over to the next page. We were very comfortable using last year's figures and receiving the 1.2% coverage that we wanted to look and see at 1.1% coverage, which is still, we feel very comfortable with, especially using last year's revenue figures, what that would look like. And that allowed the city an additional $6.5 million of borrowing capacity while still remaining at the 1.1 coverage. That would, in turn, it would be $2.9 million in a reserve fund, and we would have roughly $43 million to go towards the project. All in all, the city is in a great position. None of these numbers look troubling at all to us. They look very promising. There's a lot of room for improvement from what these numbers are currently showing. And with that, if Mark wants to add anything additional, if not, I'm happy to field any questions you all may have.
So Jack, assuming, and I appreciate the fact that it's super conservative because I think that's where we need to be. Assuming this year, we already know we're up 25% in our hot tax rate, right? So assuming we go out, we sell the bonds at this assumption, and then hot tax continues to grow, right? Next year it's 12 million. The next year it's 13. The next year it's 14. Maybe we do have a hiccup and it goes down, because of, God forbid, another disaster. But all that extra money just can go back on the back end and pay the bonds in advance if.
Yes,
Right,
ma'am.
okay.
We can pull off these back end maturities, pay them off early, and therefore lower the interest costs throughout the term.
Right. Okay. Awesome.
We do have to wait till the 10-year term.
The call.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
When we sell them, it'll be non-callable for basically 10 years.
Right.
That money can accumulate, and then as soon as that 10-year hits, we can pay it off the back end.
Okay. But you have to do that to be able to sell the bond for the insurance for the
Correct.
purchaser. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
And we've done that. I know Darla's not here, but I mean, typically we've done that.
Yes,
We've
we
paid,
have
we
done that,
paid in
yeah.
advance because our earnings have been in excess of what we originally project. So,
Right, so the first version, the 40 million version. So what we would target is approximately, these are rough, but 32 million towards your 4 streets. Avenue A, Allister, Cotter, G, and some are a little bit more expensive than the others. Then you could target a reimbursement of approximately 7 million for your civic center improvements that fall under hot, and then $1 million reimbursement for your community center renovation that you did last year. So Yes, that,
But you're forgetting the reserve fund.
right, there,
So we're 2.5 million short.
yeah, right, you're short on the reserve fund. So all those would, maybe the streets drops 2 million and your other two projects lose, whatever that to make up that number. So we think we can get the street numbers were pretty high, the ones you saw last month when we were presented by EDSA. Because we thought they had a lot of, we think that they're probably not going to have to do a full demolition of the current base of all these streets. We think the base is in a lot better shape than what they projected. So a lot of that cost is the tearing up. I mean, basically in their plan, they are tearing up everything from edge of curb to edge of curb all the way through. We think that we can probably salvage use the existing base and save a lot of money, a lot of demo, a lot of new base. So we think that 50 million number is a lot lower than we thought. That being said, personally, I think going for the second version is a lot better. I think it gives you guys more cushion for your streetscapes, because like they said, once we remove the 2 million, now you're down to about 30 million. So I would go for the max coverage that you guys are comfortable with.
Well, and I think too, it allows us, if there is some cost savings on any of the street projects, and we're able to reimburse for the projects, obviously venue that we've already established, then any excess can go to any additional projects surrounding the venue, which is, there are all kinds of things.
Right, you could do an amendment, an addendum to your venue project, can't you?
It's got to stick with what was voted.
Right.
Well, but still, that was broad. Yeah, no, there was a
Yeah,
lot. There,
yeah.
yeah, right, yeah, there's purpose, I mean,
Yeah, like you could do ancillary parking around here.
right.
If you wanted to buy a lot back here behind the animal shelter, you could do stuff like that if you had
Yeah.
extra.
Or something across the street
Yeah.
here, just anything that
Mhm.
would connect.
Yes.
Because we obviously have a parking problem right now, so.
But so far, the numbers are very promising on that 2%, what we've seen so far.
Well, I will honestly, I mean, they've come out a lot higher than I expected. I know that we've been kind of monitoring the collection and hoping that would be a good number, and it has been strong. But just looking at this based on using last year's collection, I mean, that's really good. So,
Plus no
We're very
growth.
yeah,
pleasant with
plus no
that.
growth. That was it.
Yeah.
That was my other question, is assuming no growth, and
I mean, that's huge. Yeah.
that's huge. Yeah, I would imagine between now and 30 years, we'll probably have some growth.
The agenda item in front of you guys is just to give us permission to continue to proceed on the financing plan. If you guys do grant that permission, we will engage Standard & Poor's, the rating service. We will start working with city staff to start compiling the official statements that go along with the issuance. And we would be back here on September 17th for a pricing. That is the time where you would be voting to actually issue debt. If there was, God forbid, something terrible in Iran happens the day before we go to sale and the market just goes absolutely cattywampus. If rates come in just terrible, we'll bring them to you and we will not recommend that you accept them. And that will be your off ramp there at that time if there is some drastic change that we cannot see at this time.
Yeah, so you're not approving tonight.
Right.
We need to give direction on whether we're going for the 40 or the 46.5 minus the year
Yep.
coverage.
It would be helpful. Yes, sir.
I think the one coverage is fine. Be able to get the excess funds and then have more in reserve. And have more possibly to reimburse for the hot tax we've already spent
Yeah.
on these projects. Right, yes, sir.
I agree, Jeff.
Which is a coverage 1.1.
Yeah, the coverage of 1.1, yeah.
Right, because technically we would spend down the streetscape project first. And then you would do the reimbursement at the end with whatever was left over. So that's kind of another safety check, because technically we already built the projects at the very beginning thinking we weren't getting reimbursed.
Right, right.
The reimbursement came once we came up with the venue idea, and we quickly passed the reimbursement resolution
Right.
in May of 25, before this project, officially got awarded.
Yeah, so that money can go to cover
Yeah,
other things.
so it's a way to pay yourself back when we didn't think we were gonna be able to pay ourselves back.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So any other questions for Jack or Mark?
Thank you all.
Okay,
All right.
thank you very much.
Good on that. Thank you.
All right, thank you
Okay.
guys. Safe travels back.
We're here tomorrow fishing.
Ah, there you
Ah,
go, even
good for
better.
you.
Ah,
Good for you.
Finally got it worked out.
That's awesome.
See y'all later.
All right,
Thank
thank you
you.
guys.
change your clothes to fish tomorrow.
Yeah.
Although they'd look pretty good.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. You'll look like all the other guests. All right, so we need to authorize the staff. Do we need a motion to authorize staff to continue to move forward using the 1.1 coverage ratio?
Yes.
I think a motion
Okay,
would
yep.
be nice.
All right, Chuck.
I'll make a motion to authorize city staff, Samco Capital Markets, Bond Council, and the city's consultants to proceed with implementing the finance plan for the Port Aransas venue project as presented in agenda item ZC at coverage rate of 1.1.
I'll second.
Any other questions? All right, Fran, please call the roll.
Councilmember Christensen,
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers,
Yes.
Councilmember Krueger,
Yes.
Councilmember Owen,
Yes.
Councilmember Schmidt.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Crawford,
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, thanks. Item D, discuss and take action to appoint a members to the Animal Shelter Advisory Council.
Come on up, Fran. Guide us through this.
It's that time of year again?
It's already that time of year. So the agenda item that you have before you is to appoint members to the Animal Shelter Advisory Council. Right now, we have place 1 and place 4. Place 6 and place 7, we have received applications from Paula Baker, who is our vet, and a veterinarian, and then Brenda Porter, and then Rebecca Rico Hesse. They are all seeking reappointment. This will be for a 2-year term terminating in 2028.
Okay, and then no application for the other spot?
No,
Keep working on it.
Well, we'll come back. Okay. Okay,
I would recommend all 3 of those for reappointment.
okay. That's your motion?
Yeah, I'll make a
Sounds
motion to reappoint all 3.
Okay,
Paula Baker, Rebecca Rico Hesse, and Brenda Porter.
A second.
all right. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Fran, please call the roll.
Councilmember Christensen,
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers,
Yes.
Councilmember Krueger,
Yes.
Councilmember Owens,
Yes.
Councilmember Schmidt.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Crawford,
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, okay, we'll move on to item E, which is discuss and take action to appoint members of the Board of Adjustment and Appeals. And it looks like we got
Good old Paul.
some additional spots
Correct.
filled today, so we're,
Paul Ruff did submit one prior to the agenda going out. You have 2 additional applications, one for Tina Grosclose and another one for Aaron Guevara. They are both seeking reappointments, as well as Mr. Ruff for a 2-year term expiring 2028.
I
okay.
know that Aaron Guevara also would like to be on P and Z. I know he can't be on both.
Correct.
So I don't know if we need to, because there is an opening on P and Z, but that's.
There is
in
an
our
opening on
packet.
P and Z.
That's next month.
That'll be next.
Okay.
Yeah.
Correct. So you can pull his application and we can put him in the pot for P and Z if you'd like.
Well,
We
I
just
think,
won't fill that position today.
We really need people.
Well, put them on today, put them on this
Okay.
board, and then we can always pull them off and put them on something else.
We could, right,
Yeah.
okay.
okay,
So Tina, Aaron, Paul are the 3 that are
Yep.
up here. And at this point, we have them for all 3, correct?
Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to put all 3 back on this, on the boards of appeals.
Second it.
okay. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none. Fran, please call the roll.
Councilmember Schmidt.
Yes.
Councilmember Owens.
Yes.
Councilmember Krueger.
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers.
Yes.
Councilmember Christensen.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Crawford.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right. Item F is discuss and take action on to appoint the members to the Nature Preserve Technical Advisory Board. Looks like we had two seeking reappointment and one not. So we'll have a vacancy.
There will be a vacancy on that board
Okay.
and we will re-advertise for these positions.
Perkins didn't seek to reappoint.
We only have one
Nope.
application.
You have Rosario Martinez
there's
at
two.
your dais.
Yeah, and then Katie Swanson
Mm.
was in the packet, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't either.
I only have the one, so.
Oh, that's good.
Motion to appoint Rosario Martinez and Kathleen Swanson for the Nature Preserve Advisory Board.
I'll second.
All right, any further discussion? Fran, please call the roll.
Councilmember Krueger.
Yes.
Councilmember Owens.
Yes.
Councilmember Schmidt.
Yes.
Councilmember Christensen.
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Crawford.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Right. Item G, discuss and take action to appoint members to the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board. Looks like all three expiring terms are seeking reappointment, and we have all those applications.
That's correct.
No additional, correct?
No additional.
Okay.
See it.
No challengers.
No challenge.
I'll make a motion to approve all three, Cliff, Grange, John Crumpets, and Amanda Arnold.
I'll second.
Right. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Fran, please call the roll.
Councilmember Owens.
Yes.
Councilmember Schmidt.
Yes.
Councilmember Krueger.
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers.
Yes.
Councilmember Christensen.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Crawford.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Right. Item H, discuss and take action to appoint members to the Recreational Development Corporation.
So this one is for council members only. We did not get any citizens to apply, so we will need to appoint two council members for this board. I will say they need to meet very soon, so if you can give me available dates, whoever is appointed, that'd be great.
Well, I'm gonna make a motion that we reappoint Tanya Chambers and Dell Christensen.
Knew that was coming.
Okay.
You didn't say it, I was about to.
I'll second it.
All right.
Need me to make.
I-
I'll do it.
I think we got it. Any
Okay.
other discussion?
No,
Okay,
that's-
Fran, please
We're
call the
in
roll
now.
before someone changes their mind.
Councilmember Schmidt.
Yes.
Councilmember Owens.
Yes.
Councilmember Krueger.
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers.
I guess.
Councilmember Christensen.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Crawford.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All
Thank you,
right,
guys.
thank you.
Very good there. Fran, that was.
Item I, discuss and take possible action on the minor replat plan 2618 for lots 11R and 12R, block 2, Ed Mercer Survey, number 11, applicant Norman Howard, who actually is deceased. So Sarah Cranwelge, executor of his estate, and the property is 500 North Station Street.
Okay, if you guys will turn to, it's page 134. It has the red line plat drawing. That's the easiest way to look at and talk about it. So this is a minor plat, which typically doesn't come to you guys. We do these administratively anytime it's less than 4 lots. But this one has a variance, so it does have to go through the full process. So typically we require 50-foot width lots, and that distance has to be maintained from the front to the rear of the property. Prior to 2021, it was only 30 foot that was required. After the 2021, we require 50-foot lots on everything. This property that was owned by Norman Howard for a very long time has a little bit of a strange layout to it, where the 2 houses are on one side. There's already a fence there that runs the length of this new proposed lot line on Station Street.
Yeah,
Station.
Yeah,
station
way
in
down
like
by-
Oaks.
Oh, Haney RV Park.
Yeah, kind of by Oaks.
On 11. Station.
Station.
Station down.
South Station,
Yes,
East Station, North Station.
North Station.
So you see our little RV park on the corner, it's the
This
property
one?
right next to it,
It's on the other side.
right next to it. To the north.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
this one.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, oh, this guy right
So
here.
you see that fence line is running,
Yeah.
down. And so that concrete is kind of the backyard for the main house. And then the other houses, maintain the rest of it. So they just want to kind of keep the same setup of what they are, but be able to sell those properties separately.
Yeah, it's
Correct.
like
Is
this,
that
right?
10 feet off the stump?
And that's kind of basically it.
No, that it has a house next door.
This thing.
Yeah. So we told them the process that it was gonna have to be a plat that came to P and Z and council. Now, this lot already is one of those lots where they've gained a portion of the previous lot that was next door. So in order to be built on, it still has to be platted, and at that point, we will still have to kind of automatically approve a variance in order for them to keep the property that they have. In my opinion, this doesn't really do much to change anything that's there, except put a line on a piece of paper that wasn't there before. Plan and zoning reviewed it, all of our utilities reviewed it. AEP requested that they add an easement for some existing utilities that were there. They were amenable to that, so that's all included. City staff, we like to stand by our ordinances, but I don't see any negatives in allowing.
So that's two houses though on the lots to the left.
Correct.
It's too little.
Two little houses.
And is it one lot right now?
It is,
Mhm.
well, it's two, it's
Yeah.
like two lots and a portion of a lot.
Oh, that's right, little chunk there.
Bringing it all together.
Yeah, if you
So
look at the property right before it, you see that it's lot 11, lot 12, and a portion of lot 13.
So right now, if you combine both of them, they're sitting at what, 16,000?
Yeah, about that, a little over. So the lots,
Zoned?
it's zoned R2,
Mhm.
Right, so right now it's conforming,
size
right?
wise,
Right, because they have 3 dwelling units and they
Correct.
meet the 15,000 foot rule.
Mhm.
correct.
So if we pass this, the lot to the left with the two houses becomes non-conforming. Because it's not 10,000 square. feet.
Correct.
But how-
They're
How
aware,
big is the secondary structure?
I think.
It's bigger than an
it-
ADU, I
Bigger
think.
over
It's slightly
600.
bigger than the ADU. They understand the 50% rule, that if it's ever damaged or improved more than 50%, then they have to meet all current codes and ordinances.
Why would they just?
Yeah,
What's the
it's
purpose
probably
of that
about
piece of concrete sitting on that other property?
That's what the other house uses as their sports court, they called it, and they want that to remain with the main portion of property.
Pickleball.
Hmm.
That thing right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that stays with this piece.
Correct.
And there's a fence there dividing the property.
It's already divided and used in this way.
Except there's no fence here, which is kind of strange,
Yeah. Yeah.
but that's neighbors, that's not our job.
Yeah.
That's the lot line though, right? Where the red is?
Correct.
So there's enough language in here that
Concrete.
something happens, something changes. They know, or we have the ability to come back and say, look, you can have one dwelling unit and one ADU. You cannot come back and build on that same footprint.
That's the rule for any lot in town that kind of is not conforming right now.
Sure.
That once they cross that threshold, they have to become conforming.
Yes, so if they sell the lot separately and remove all structures, each lot gets one house and possibly ADU.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah.
They could draw it in a way that one of the, I mean, if they were to wipe out this plating proposal right now, they could draw it in a way that they could make one lot 5,000, one lot, more than 11,000, and then they could have two full-size dwelling units on that second lot if they wished to. So city engineers were okay with it. They did point out the variance. All utility companies have approved. Planning and zoning did vote unanimously to approve.
Is rear access available
There is an
to the
alley.
alley? Yeah, I can see that the alley.
How usable some of those alleys are in real Old Town is questionable. But it does still exist there.
Looks like it's.
I mean, it's where
only a-
you drive into it off of the street. It's good into the
It does only show a 10-foot.
You'd have to drive around this dumpster and then back through those fences to get to it. I mean, it's there if someone wants to develop it.
Because they haven't been able to sell it.
I think so.
Whatever, they're trying to keep half of it in the family and they're trying to sell the other part. With the risk being that if any developer, somebody comes in there later, they're not gonna be able to reproduce the dwelling units as they are there now.
Correct. I think the main goal is to keep the portion in the family that they can.
Bless you.
I'm the P and Z head me is good with this, knowing that if somebody comes in and decides to tear them down later, they can't. They can't come back and put two full-size dwelling units on a 7,200 square foot lot.
Exactly.
What- all that.
And that was a conversation we had very clearly at city council, and property owners understand that.
Right, okay. I will motion to approve minor repet, 26-18 for lots 11R and 12R, block 2, Ed Mercer survey number 11.
I'll second.
All right, any further discussion? Okay, hearing none. Fran, please call the roll.
Mayor Christensen,
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers,
Yes.
Councilmember Krueger,
Yes.
Councilmember Owens,
Yes.
Councilmember Schmidt,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Crawford.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right. Item J, discuss and take possible action to confirm that the beachfront dune protection permit plan 2621 is consistent with the city's coastal management plan. The applicant to establish that no dunes exist on the construction site and that no dune permit is required for the construction of improvements. Applicant is Mustang Island Development 2, property location tracks 12 and 13, Cinnamon Shore South, Unit 6.
So I'm going to take you real quick back to the last meeting where we had the Palmia dune permit, where they had we had to extend their dune permit or issue them a new dune permit so that they could extend the mitigation from their old dune permit. While we were I was trying to wrap up old dune permits that we had previously done. And I'm sure that Chad remembers P&Z kind of came up with a process with staff to go back and look at these dune permits upon conclusion to make sure that they were done in accordance with the plan that was approved. We have been working with the GLO to check on all of these dune permits. Palmia, as we found, was not really adequate yet, which is why they got issued the new dune permit. Cinnamon Shore was kind of in the same situation with their dune permit. So in the next couple of months, you'll see a full dune permit coming back from them in order for them to do the mitigation that was missed on their previous dune permit. While we
That's
were
the squeaky wheel on that one.
yes, we've done good.
Thank you.
To be fair, most all dune permits have come back and they've been done in a very good accordance with the plans that you guys approved. These dune permits are so large scale that even if a little bit is missed, it's enough to, make a big difference. So if I had to grade how developers were working on their dune permits, I would still give us a solid A minus maybe. But we're working to get them all closed out properly. But that being said, when we were working on the Cinnamon Shore dune permit, we realized that there was a section of Cinnamon Shore that was not included in their no dune permit that they originally got. So if you guys remember, whenever we do big dune permits for planned unit developments, we usually do those dune permits, close them out, and then immediately come in with a no dune permit. Because a dune permit expires in 3 years, a no dune permit is good forever. So once all their mitigation is done, we have a no dune permit done for the whole property so that each individual house within that 1,000-foot dune line doesn't have to come and get a no dune permit. It would muddy up our time. That's what we would spend most of our time doing. Cinnamon Shore, whenever we did their no dune permit, they didn't own that center section. And so we said, that's okay, we're going to do the no dune permit and then we'll come back and just do the no dune permit for this section. Well, the ball was dropped and they never came back for it and we never realized it. So they have not been doing anything wrong. They have not been impacting anything. They have not been doing anything. They just don't have that no dune permit in place. So this permit in front of you today takes care of that tract that was left out and it is just the no dune permit for that section.
So GLO just send these out or?
So that is, they reviewed this no dune permit, just like they review every permit, and that was their comment letter back for this dune permit review.
Just send them last minute or what? I mean.
Quite often.
Quite often they do it. We were, because we have houses under construction
Yeah.
in that area right now, we stopped and we need to have this dune permit in place in order to let that construction continue. So Cinnamon Shore put this together very quickly, right before our planning and zoning meeting. GLO got it right after our planning and zoning meeting, and they were able to fast track that review. Normally takes 30 business days. They did it very quickly for me. They did it in about a week and a half.
Is this the entire square or? Okay, there you go. It's in here too. It's more
Yep.
better.
It's that section.
Yeah, and on
Well,
this-
it doesn't quite go down that far, David, because it doesn't extend into the. Well, maybe. it does.
Chad, on this page, it's just this.
Like the, what, the
Right.
frontal line of vegetation?
Yeah.
Well, and then those lots.
I think it's even with the houses.
Right, all-
See, it's even with that.
There's a lot of vegetation in
Yeah.
there that wasn't in some of the
Yeah.
That
photos.
little. And then, yeah.
So this.
And this is an older photo,
It
but
is.
yes,
Photo.
there's a
There's-
home,
There's a home in there.
right in here. I think there's one right in here. And then there's a couple along this, this edge right over in here.
There's
But see,
a bunch of them right
this is kind of a good example of why we do these massive no dune permits,
then
because
some-
every house that would be built in there would have to go through a no dune permitting process. Because that's what we have set up in our coastal management plan. And so we don't really want to review and do all this work for, hundreds of houses. So that's why we do it all in one.
Where's latest ones are?
So this dune permit. There is no critical dunes. Staff recommends approval. GLO also, you see their letter that I got this morning.
That's what that's.
Or yesterday morning.
Well, I think she sent it yesterday. I
Oh.
didn't read it until this morning.
Gotcha.
They also, their letter is, their approval, but pointing out that the fact that we still know we have to do that other, we pointed it out to them. And so they wanted to make sure that we were aware that they knew that we need another dune permit to move forward.
And that's coming.
And that is coming. Those are more involved.
Yeah.
And we're looking at some areas that might be better for mitigation.
How long has this thing been? expired? I mean, I'm not, or anything, because I'm looking at this map here and I've obviously spent some time out there. There's a lot of houses.
There's a lot.
I need to get this.
So, yeah,
Been a while.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the date of that photo is.
Like the one in here is pretty recent because the two that
It's not on, let's see.
David, click on that 1956 in the corner. In the lower left. Do you see the 1956 in the lower?
Yeah,
Click that. And now you can expand up in the left. Yeah, take that to current.
and now it'll give you a date.
yeah, that's
There you go.
August. But that's even newer.
That's new.
Well, that's August of 25. That's a year
Right,
old.
it's still, that's about. as
Still
recent.
pretty.
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna
Yeah,
get.
but you said there's even more, Chad.
oh, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. Like,
in that box area.
you know,
Well, there, I
this
mean, that
picture
shows
here
you.
in the Exhibit,
Yeah.
you know, I know these three and that one very well. So. Yeah, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's one going up there, 8. So, yeah, there's 8 in the
It
boxes.
says here that the dune walkover permit was completed in 2022. Okay.
Okay, any other questions for Nicole? All right, we have a motion.
Make a motion to approve agenda item 7J confirming the beachfront dune protection permit PLAN 26-21 is consistent with the city's coastal management plan and determined that no dune permit is required for the proposed improvements as recommended by staff and the planning and zoning commission.
I'll second.
All right, anything further? Okay, hearing none, Fran, please call the roll.
Yes.
Councilor Schneider,
Yes.
Councilor Krueger,
Yes.
Councilor Christensen,
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers.
Yes.
Chairperson Crawford.
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item K, resolution approving a change order number 2 to the construction contract with Weber and Jacobs Contractors for the City Hall Civic Center expansion and renovation project in the amount of $271,819.90, authorizing courtyard improvements, authorizing future budget amendments for the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget, and authorizing city manager to sign all documents associated with said change order.
Okay, so the courtyard was not originally in the Civic Center City Hall renovation. It was something I told you guys I was looking to add and about, I don't know, probably about a year ago. So we started slowly kind of coming up with a plan. It's been reviewed several times over the last couple months. And what you see before you is the actual change order to the tune of about 270
271.
271K. So it's going to dress it out really nice. So it's basically going to go into the courtyard. There's a lot of the old white concrete fencing that's squared off the courtyard. So that's all coming down. We will fence in the courtyard. So the courtyard fencing is going to come out, go out to the grass area, and it'll come around, totally block off, but there will be a vehicular gate right here so that a catering vehicle can back in to the new caterer's kitchen that sits right in here. And that's exactly what they did this past weekend. We had to tear down this wall to prep for them to be able to back in there, but we got that done in time and we built a little temporary road. But the courtyard, it's going to be a combination of some existing concrete that's back there, but then all new, like a decorative brick paver. We are keeping the 4 large trees. There's an oak, there's a willow, there's what's the pretty one that flowers, the
Magnolia?
crepe myrtle, maybe crepe myrtle,
Right there.
and there's a 4th one. They're all 4 different, or one's a mesquite. So we're keeping all those 4. So we'll have lighting up in the tree, so it'll look like kind of like a cool barbecue joint, maybe. There'll be seating. It'll have a gas fire pit with seating around the gas fire pit. It'll have an exterior smart wall connection so that if you want, you could rent it and we could bring a TV out and hang it on the wall and you could watch a game. But this will be a great amenity for someone or organization that has a big event in the Civic Center to rent the courtyard, also spread their guests out a little bit, have a great outdoor venue, but we think it'll be really neat. So
There's always that wedding that falls on a big football game.
yeah, and you could,
And
you
we're all
know,
watching it on our phones.
right, and the smokers and football people could be out there just
Oh, no, you're putting those 2 people together.
lighting it up.
Smoker.
All right, cigar smokers and football
Will staff have use of the area too
during the day.
during the day?
Yes,
Whatever. Okay.
no, they're not
allowed. Well, no, I'm just making sure it's gonna get some multi use here.
No, yeah. it'll
Football
be,
watching,
I
no
think it'll be
smoking,
a
just
great-
football watching.
It originally was priced at about 380K, and we had a couple work sessions to get that price down. So we did a lot of value engineering and got the price. And we think we didn't sacrifice much to drop that 100K. But we think the price is good now, and we think it's good. I am gonna put an extra foot on the fence because I want it at 7 foot, not 6 foot. But all in all, I think it's gonna be a great amenity to pair with the Civic Center.
Is David, you may have said this and I missed it, but the surface area will all be permeable, like brick pavers
Yeah, it's a
or
brick
something?
paver.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So
a decorative, really
Sometimes it
cool
can get
color.
really yucky out there if it's not
Yeah, and
you know.
it's we've had to do a lot of engineering out there to make sure
For drainage.
if rain falls
Yeah.
back in there.
it's a problem.
It has to be sloped correctly to get it all out of there. So it's kind of a, we've had to survey and engineer. And so that's been a lot of the cost associated with it to get it right. So it's not a mud pit.
Well, I think it's going to be great, and I'm excited to see this addition. Be a great extra space for the
Yeah.
In the
Civic Center.
funding, it says, account 115, which I guess is our facility funds. and
Yes.
the 50, the general fund. So between those two, that'll, I guess that's where this will be expense.
Yes.
I know dollar's not here, but I just. Yeah, it's gonna.
Look like it's a peanut in the papers.
Yeah. Um,
That place would be nice. That would be nice.
I bet Education Foundation will provide good use for that.
already done. Okay, any other questions? Comments? All right. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the change order number 002 to the construction contract of Weaver and Jacobs Construction for the City Hall Civic Center expansion in the amount of $271,819.90.
Second.
All right, any further discussion? Okay, hearing none. Fran, please call the roll.
Councilmember Christensen,
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers,
Yes.
Councilmember Krueger,
Yes.
Councilmember Owens,
Yes.
Councilmember Schmidt.
Yes.
Gilbertson Crawford,
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item L, presentation by Del Sol Consulting regarding Hurricane Harvey recovery progress and project updates. Hello.
Evening, council members.
Hey.
Got some pretty good news to start with. Phase 2 of the PSP is finally coming to an end, hopefully. Which is basically the parking lot and the landscaping and all that, and the lights. Recently, all 8 light poles were drilled, the concrete piers 17 feet down, rebar, the whole 9 yards. Those are done. Next week, the same company is going to mount the 8 poles and connect them to electricity. Should be done by the end of the week. At the same time, the landscapers are going to be working on landscaping in the front, more rock, I believe 6 trees and some other stuff, and hook up the irrigation. That should be done by the end of the week, all weather permitting, as you've seen lately. And the last thing would be the striping on the parking lot, and that is scheduled for Monday, 27 July. And then it's a wrap for phase 2. And they're still doing punch list items, of course, on both buildings. Gas building just has a couple doorknob things, real minor. Moving on to the fire station. The hard ceiling areas pass electrical and plumbing inspection. The hard ceiling areas basically means mostly the bathrooms and the showers and all that, which will allow them to start finishing those areas out. If you look at the outside of the building, the bottom half is concrete siding and the top half is stucco. The siding is about 95% complete and the stucco is about 15% complete on the exterior, mostly doing the backside now, the scrap coat. Inside the building, the second floor sheetrock install is about 95% complete. So you definitely get a feeling of all the rooms and what they're used for. The plumbing rough end for both floors is about 90% complete. And the electrical rough end for both floors is about 80% complete. Real good news, they finally got to the tower gutters, working on the tower gutters, and the standing seam metal roof started installed today. And they should be done tomorrow or Monday at the latest, weather permitting. The gas system is really not much of an update. All 15 phases, like I said last time, are officially city accepted, owned by the city. The final 3 sub phases are still pending the engineer's final inspection, just like last month. Equix, the only thing they have left is a couple dozen DOS markers on back order. Those are little round markers that you see on the sidewalk or the street crossing, marking where a line is, and you just glue them down in like 1 minute. Couple dozen on back order, and that's it for Equix. And of course, a few more months of admin closeout paperwork. And that 25 million or so project will be done. Moving on to public works, it's going well. The exterior block work is done. All the exposed ceiling, the inside is a lot of it's a metal ceiling. All the exposed metal ceiling has been coated with what's called dry fall paint. It's a special paint for metal ceilings. The whole bay and a lot of the admin area, all done. The admin area, they've been working on a lot lately. The sheetrock in the admin area is about 85% done. The backer board, which is the stuff you put in the bathroom so you can start to tile, that's all done. Three bathrooms, that's all done. They're gonna start to tile in those 3 bathrooms next week. In the garage bays, they got all the exhaust tubing run, these big reels of exhaust tubing, so put the trucks up to and a big motor that gets the exhaust out of the building. All those have been hung in all 6 bays. All the there's 4 heaters in the corners, those have been hung. And everything's going well on the public works building. Pending any questions, that concludes my update.
So when's the gas company gonna move into the gas building?
Probably next week we can start.
And then you'll
Yep.
demob the buildings over there?
Yeah.
And then Muni Court, is that, I know that building, so Sylvia's still
Yeah,
over there,
yeah.
right?
Use
That's-
Sylvia in there,
Okay,
but we're getting close to getting rid of that too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give a quick, when I give my update, I'll
Okay.
give you guys some dates on when we're moving around.
Then just noticed on item 6, you guys had some updates on the numbers. Y'all had, like, I noticed it said 3.5 million in payment to COPA has been received in match funds that had previously been included in this report.
I'm not familiar with the financial number, to be honest, I didn't let that.
Okay.
It was brief.
No, I just noticed when we updated it and I see you pointed it out that, so they updated the prior years and so that's an additional 3.5 million that wasn't reported that we supposedly had built, putting that balance up to 90.
Probably got back up over there.
Yeah.
That's your state, I think that's our state match money, Claire, and go in or. Yes, sir. So it's come, that's a cost share from the state they pick up a piece of, and so after we get to close out and we get in those final phases, like. Rob had TDM come down and do some final inspections, even on demo buildings, they gotta come out and take a picture, make sure it's gone. And so as we close out that'll start getting your state, 12.5% will start flowing in on those projects from previous. years.
and that's why it's on asterisk and spread amongst all the different years.
Cause
Yeah.
it's those projects, like which
Right.
one you did recreation building this week?
No, the airport.
And then we did the
Yeah, we-
airport, airport, recreation building, so I mean, we had to explain to Rob where the.
Yeah, cause
crossing
the
light
airport was
barrier.
one of the first things we did. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
like,
Did that 2 weeks ago, yeah.
it was
Yeah.
20.
So they're finally catching up on that backlog of the closeout phase, and so it will affect, projects from years past, but you're getting more funds to them, so.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes, no, it's good.
Sorry, Rob didn't have that answer.
No, no.
Like, we'll fix that first.
That's why
You're
you're.
Try not to touch the money, that's okay.
After me doing such a great job last month while he was on vacation, he's a little catching up, huh?
Mhm.
Sorry, y'all had to put up the B team.
B team. Well,
Getting
we're,
close, gang, getting close.
it's all good. We're very appreciative of the whole team. So thanks, guys. All of y'all. Okay, all right, we'll move on to item M, resolution awarding a contract to Network Cabling Services, NCS, through the Buy Board Purchasing Cooperative for the purchase and installation of the audio, visual, and network cabling systems for the new recreation center in the total amount of $125,050.13.
This is part 1.
Yeah.
So, rec center construction is well underway and they're starting to close up interior walls and the ceiling grid is going to start to go in. And so they need us to put all of the network cabling and all of the systems cabling in so that holes are drilled through walls in the right places and things can be run above ceilings before everything's closed up. So I'm asking for approval for just the cabling portion, which is in 2 separate departments. NCS works in 3 different departments. And so I'm asking for the AV cabling and I'm asking for the security access control and camera cabling to be approved tonight. And then we'll continue to bring you phases as they come up, but the actual devices aren't going in. This is solely for cable.
It's just getting the cable runs in place before things get buttoned up and
Yeah.
floors get finished and we don't want them in there.
Yeah, they
especially
need
like in
to
the
do before
gym.
the gym floor,
Yeah,
yeah.
and the gym flooring, the wood's coming in shortly, and so they gotta get up in there and get everything in the ceiling that we need now. Because we do not want them
On
in
the
there
floor, yeah.
on the wooden floor and lifts.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so more will come, but this is highest priority. If I get approval, I'm telling them tomorrow and next week install starts, so. Fast tracking it.
Perfect.
What is, Buy Board Purchasing Cooperative?
Buy board?
Yeah.
It's what it's the.
yeah,
what
it's
they
so
go
it's a
through.
pre-bid, it's a company, organization that has pre-bid items so that they already meet the state bidding requirements.
Oh, good.
So instead of, if you buy 15 computers on buy board, Peggy wouldn't have to put those out to bid and get quotes and bring it to you guys. We
Right.
can just go to buy board. The state of Texas says, oh, they've gone through a process where
Vetting
a
process.
vetting process where they do a bidding process, and so they're deemed pre-bid. And there's a bunch of buying co-ops that we use that meet that criteria.
Yeah, Sourcewell, HGC.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Makes
life
it a lot
easier.
easier.
No, that's it. That's like.
Well, and what's nice about NCS is all the new facilities are using them, and so it's consistent across the board.
So like
They-
so like with NCS, they have a pre-bid cost of pulling this type of wire through a conduit that gets installed in the ceiling. So it even comes down to labor. So it's not even just an item. You can bid on your wiring is pre-bid. So it's really nice. So it's not only items, but it's also labor and other services.
And then I know this is M&N, same company, so is that helping some of the cost with both of these agenda
Yes,
items being,
yeah.
because it being a multiple
Yeah.
deal, we're getting better pricing
Yeah.
on it too. Awesome.
Let's hope so.
Well,
Yeah.
You heard of the $500 camera?
Yeah.
We do have a
$500.
call with them tomorrow
Right.
to look at value engineering the initial bids that came in for the AV side of things and looking at what truly we want to spend on the space. So there may be some cost savings decided on tomorrow.
Oh, there will be.
Turtle box. Yeah.
Exactly.
Drive.
Dave said that's like, we should see
all
five
the
turtle
item.
boxes.
We got bigger.
What about these speakers for the pool? I said, get a turtle box.
Okay, any questions for item M? Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve agenda item 7N, awarding the contract to Network Cabling Services, Inc. through the Buy Board Purchasing Cooperative for the purchase and installation of the audiovisual and network cabling systems for the new rec center in the amount of $125,050.13, authorizing funding from the fiscal year 2025-2026 construction fund, and authorizing city manager to execute all associated documents.
I'll second.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, Fran, please call the roll.
Councilmember Owen,
Yes.
Councilmember Schmidt,
Yes.
Councilmember Krueger,
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers.
Yes.
Councilmember Christensen,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Crawford,
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item N, a resolution awarding a contract to Network Cabling Services for the purchase and installation of an integrated audio visual system for City Hall council chambers, including structured cabling, microphone system, camera system, video display system, control system, and all related equipment and installation services in the amount of $148,308.70 through the Buy Board Purchasing Cooperative, authorizing funding from the fiscal year 2025-2026 general fund account 50, capital outlay account number 66320, and any remaining funds to be carried forward into the 2026-27 budget, and authorizing the city manager to sign all documents associated with said purchase.
Right, so again, similar, except this is more of a complete package. So this is all your internal cabling, it's your AV, it's your speakers, microphones, it's your video cameras, everything going to we actually have a IT room that's going to be next to the dais. So everything gets funneled back in there. So this is a complete, it's your video that will be on the walls. So this is your complete package, ceiling speakers, control system for the back room. So it's a full-blown package.
About 6 years.
Any questions?
Is after this, is that the bulk of it?
This is the bulk of that.
Done.
This is everything for this one. This is the only one you'll see for this room.
And this room is going to start pretty quickly.
Yeah,
I know
I'll go
this-
over some dates
Okay,
here when I give my building report.
Okay,
We're
All right.
getting close.
getting close. Okay, we have a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve a resolution awarding a contract to NCS for installation and audio visual systems to include cable cabling, microphone system, camera system, video display system, and all necessary controls for the City Hall Council chambers in the amount of $148,308.70 through Buy Board Purchasing Cooperative.
A second.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, Fran, please call the roll.
Councilmember Christensen,
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers,
Yes.
Councilmember Krueger,
Yes.
Councilmember Owens,
Yes.
Councilmember Schmidt.
Yes.
Chairperson Crawford,
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item O, resolution approving a memorandum of understanding between the city of Port Aransas and the Port Aransas Garden Club for community beautification, landscaping, environmental stewardship, and volunteer improvement activities, authorizing the city manager to execute the memorandum of understanding and providing for an effective date.
Hello. I am here to represent the city and the garden club as being a garden club member for probably a decade. I'm an absentee member though, I will say. But the garden club approached us about a partnership, formalizing a partnership really. They have been supporting the city for decades with landscaping and beautification and adopt a highway cleanup and all kinds of services to make our town look beautiful. And so they are asking for waiving the rental fees for the community center for meetings once a month. And so this is what the MOU accomplishes. It spells out that they adopt a site. They are responsible for maintaining the birding center, garden beds. They helped with the purchase of the magnolia tree in front of the community center. They help with palm tree trimming annually. They maintain a Farley boat in front of the community center, and they were responsible for all the vegetation out front in the community center that now the city maintains, but they're the ones that installed it and funded it. So I'm suggesting that you all consider approving the MOU because I think it's a great
You're not
partnership.
gonna fire or lay off a city employee out there.
They're not taking anything off of our plate by this arrangement. Other than having to send them in an invoice.
Okay.
It's a trade.
It's a good deal.
It's a good deal.
Good partnership.
Put anybody out of work.
And they're really good about
volunteer.
shaking out donations.
Okay.
They will stand at the front door of your office.
Volunteers.
Till you write them a check.
I think they have done a tremendous job beautifying the city for many years, so I'm in supportive of this MOU.
And you have garden club members.
Yeah.
We do, they've been so patient.
Look at that. Sat here in person. Yes.
Thank you for motion to approve the resolution. Memorandum of understanding between the city of Port Aransas and the Port Aransas Garden Club.
I'll second.
All right, any further discussion? All right, hearing none, Fran, please call the roll.
Councilmember Owens,
Yes.
Councilmember Schmidt,
Yes.
Councilmember Krueger,
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers.
Yes.
Councilmember Christensen,
Yes.
Chairperson Crawford,
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys very much. All right, item P, first reading repealing the Article 4 Hotel Motel Occupancy Tax Advisory Committee of Chapter 22 Taxation of the Code of Ordinances, abolishing the Hotel Motel Occupancy Tax Advisory Committee, providing for severability, providing for readings, and providing for the repeal of conflicting ordinances and providing for an effective date.
So this would repeal the ordinance that established the Hotel Motel Occupancy Advisory Committee. It is not a required board by law, so it was a board that was developed by council at the time to provide advisory recommendations regarding the expenditure of hotel motel occupancy tax revenues. So it's up to council if you want to abolish that board. I think council did discuss sending them to a different organization to request their funds. I think it's chamber, right?
Yeah, I think the general process is, the chamber in years past had always provided a small amount to a lot, whether it was a fishing tournament or not, the fishing tournament might come to them and said, hey, help us with advertising, help us with a tent, help us with X, Y, and Z. And so they always got that help regardless. It was the three big ones that the Papaha, PAC, and the Art Center, those were the ones where it started getting really tricky. And I guess about 6 years ago, or maybe Councilman Holt, upped the ante, and then that started the whole process of, we're gonna come and we're gonna do this. So that kind of triggered it. And then we went on and it got really complicated and we formed this board and it got even more complicated. And we realized, hey, maybe it's a little bit easier if we just say, we're just gonna set the rate for the three big ones and we're gonna let the chamber distribute it. And if the small little groups want to come and ask the chamber, do like you've done in years past. So that's kind of what the game plan is, so that we're not going through every summer's goals workshop and that being the star of the show, from June through September. So our hope would be that we just give X amount of money to all three and just say, hey, put it in the budget and be done with it. And so before you tonight is your first order or the ordinance to repeal the very complicated board system that we initiated 2 years ago.
Well, I think the board system was initiated a long time ago.
Well,
and
it's
it was
always been in the ordinance, but we
resurrected
tweaked
it,
2
yes.
years ago and made it and really fleshed it out.
Why they didn't use it.
Yeah, now we know why, right? They're like, oh my.
Well, I think too, I think in theory, it was to relieve some of the day-to-day pressure off of us to make
Mhm.
those decisions and have a more systematic way of awarding said grant money. But I think participation of the hot tax board, and then it just added complications to the decision-making. So going back to what we did or the city did and the chamber CVB did for so many years, I think is a better system. They are the ones really have the money, the capability, and the contacts to provide advertising and promotion to these organizations. So to tell them, you can decide based on what you're already providing to them and what you could additionally provide to them, here's some money to do that, I think is a better system than having this body of people, no matter who we are now or in the future, try to decide if that group deserves X amount of money for advertising and promotion. So I think it's a simpler way to do it.
Yeah, so Darla's gonna just insert a number into the budget. And then you guys at the next meeting can discuss it.
Of what that amount
Yeah.
is, right?
For those groups or for hot tax for those items, and then it's up to them to work with the chamber. And on whatever their things will be,
Yeah.
however complicated they make it, or however simple.
Yes.
So will any of those other board members or members that were part of that committee go and help us with our other committees if we need that?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
Chuck,
think that's a good
transfer
idea,
over.
Chuck. If there's anybody left, yeah.
They ran for the
I
hills.
should ask that question.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if there's anybody still on it.
We can ask them.
So this is pulling it out of the city, not just us.
Correct. This is
Use-
removing the ordinance
Yeah.
from the.
Nobody else will want to use it.
Yes.
It's what it is. Taking the process out.
Get it out.
Everyone good?
Okay.
Motion to repeal Article 4 Hotel Motel Occupancy Tax Advisory Committee of Chapter 22 Taxation of the Code of Ordinances, abolishing the Hotel Motel Occupancy Tax Advisory Committee, providing for severability, providing for readings, providing for repeal of conflicting ordinances, and providing an effective date.
I'll second.
All right, any further discussion? Okay, hearing none. Fran, please call the roll.
Councilmember Owens,
Yes.
Councilmember Schmidt.
Yes.
Councilmember Krueger,
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers.
Yes.
Councilmember Christensen,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Crawford,
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Right. Item Q, resolution designating the South Jetty as the official newspaper and the Corpus Christi Caller-Times as the alternate official newspaper of the city of Port Aransas, providing for the publication of ordinances, notices, and other matters required by law, charter, or ordinance, authorizing the city manager to execute any necessary agreements and providing for an effective date.
So this resolution, pretty cut and dry, but we do have to designate the newspapers primary and alternate for yearly, so we can have publish all of our ordinances, resolutions, any documents in there.
Does the requirement state that it has to be a newspaper that publishes a paper publication?
No, well, yes, so it's not really listed in there that has to be a newspaper. It can be electronic also.
Okay.
They added that this last legislative
That's
session.
what I was curious, because
Yeah.
I know it's all about a posting thing. We have to have an official publication to post.
Correct.
But I'm not sure the Caller-Times has paper version.
Oh,
every
they
day,
don't
do
have
they?
the-
I mean-
I think so. They still
put.
see it every now and then.
I mean, I'm all
Is there still a
on
paper
South Jetty,
version
but
of the
I mean,
Caller-Times?
is there?
Yeah, they still do.
Yeah,
Yeah. So does that matter?
that would matter because it's not a paper of general circulation.
That's
would
my
be the-
point, is
yeah.
that is how does that work documentation wise? If it has to be papered and it's circulated here, if they don't circulate here,
So that would mean the alternate would be
Hydraulic
the
Moon,
main
and they deliver, I mean, I see it,
Don't they-
that one.
don't they sell the
As the
collars and
alternate.
the Stripes.
I think they
and stuff?
sell the collar and the stripes. But yeah, I think they were. Mhm.
They had sold the collar.
Well, selling it
So
is
the
maybe
tele-
different than actually providing circulation to residents.
Well, no, this is for the
Alternate.
the alternate. So there is
We
no.
still have a
possible
paper.
alternate.
We don't get it here anymore, but
Well, that's what I'm saying. You cannot get the Caller-Times thrown to your doorstep in Port Aransas, correct?
that I don't know. I think you have to.
Correct. That's my
Right,
point.
correct.
So is the law that you have to have the newspaper being able to provide it to, for the people who can't go to the Stripes or the Texan or whoever and pick up a newspaper?
It has to be accessible. So if it's accessible at one of the places, then that would be fine,
Okay,
but it doesn't have to directly come to you.
okay. Just trying to clarify, because I know it's not a worldwide
And
publication.
we
Right.
have to have an alternate, I guess.
We have to have our alternate.
Well, thank goodness South Jetty's
I-
are primary.
You're right.
Yeah. I don't see that we'll ever
Yeah.
need the alternate, but
Just, we kind of ran into a little issue where the tax ordinance has to be in the paper.
I remember
So
that
we
very-
cannot, they will not allow us to post we can post electronically, but it has
It's
to
got to
in
be
the
a print version.
Yes,
Yeah.
print version.
Okay.
Yes.
So if Caller-Times fits that and that works as an alternate, then that's, I guess we can approve the resolution.
Thought we were just told they don't.
Trying to qualify. Apparently they do,
Okay.
I believe they still sell them at the Stripes.
and that means it's
Mhm.
accessible. Okay,
Yes.
all right. Okay, well, motion, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve agenda item 7Q designating the South Jetty as the official newspaper of the city of Port Aransas and the Corpus Christi Caller-Times as the alternate official newspaper, authorizing the publication of ordinances, notices, and other matters as required by law, charter, or ordinance. Authorizing the city manager to execute necessary agreements and providing for an effective date.
I'll second.
Okay, great. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Fran, please call the roll.
Councilmember Christensen,
Yes.
Councilmember Chambers,
Yes.
Councilmember Krueger,
Yes.
Councilmember Owens,
Yes.
Councilmember Schmidas.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Crawford,
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, thank you, Fran.
You're
Spent a lot of time up here today.
welcome.
Okay, R, discuss and take action on rescheduling the August 20th, 2026 regular city council meeting. Okay, so I believe there's a couple of people that have a conflict that day, which is our regularly scheduled meeting. So we talked about moving that to the following week, possibly on Monday or Tuesday. Is there any date that works
Which is the 24th.
24th is Monday, 25th is Tuesday, which might give us a little more time on budgeting stuff too if we need
Who
it.
can't make the 25th?
Let me see.
Anybody?
I can make it.
You? I can make it. I know, I was waiting, I was seeing if anyone was gonna.
He was doing a straw poll. Yeah.
You can't make it?
No, I'm just waving back at you.
Dale? Tanya?
I'm good.
Joe? I mean, I'd rather have it
I'm
to
good.
that
Yeah.
Tuesday.
It's better probably for you
Yeah,
guys,
yeah,
staff
yeah,
wise, yeah.
Yeah.
So August
Kelly?
25th.
Yeah, that's great.
Chad?
I'm good.
All right, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve rescheduling the August 20th, 2025 regular city meeting to August 25th, 2026.
Same time, right?
Second,
Oh, at 5 PM.
Okay.
I'll second.
All right. Any further discussion? Okay, hearing none. Brandon, please call the roll.
Councilmember Chambers,
Yes.
Councilmember Krueger,
Yeah.
Councilmember Owens,
Yes.
Councilmember Schmidt.
Yes.
Councilmember Christensen,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Crawford,
Yes.
Mayor Moore.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right. City manager report.
All right, I want to real quick, do a quick introduction of, Anthony and the HDR team. We've been using them for a whole bunch of new projects with the city. Most recently doing the emergency repairs and Charlie's Pest Repair. So Anthony, you want to do a quick
Hey, you guys.
hello?
Mayor Moore, council members. Actually, I was pretty excited. My team members called me and said, hey, we want to meet the staff. Do you mind if we go down and meet the staff and sit in on the council meeting? I said, no, that's a great idea. So, Ryan Knockleby drove in from Houston today. He's our, project delivery lead. Sarah Vuskov is our business development lead. And, Dan McGinn is, just retired from the city of Corpus as an assistant city manager and as our drinking water lead. Ryan and Dan and myself are acting as the project managers for City of Port Aransas. So one thing I want to say is I love Port Aransas. I love working for the City of Port Aransas. Everything that we build here, my wife and I use. My wife's a photographer and we take pictures of all the whooping cranes, the flamingos, and use all the facilities.
So there's one, right?
Flamingo.
Yeah.
Rosietta Spoonbills.
Yeah,
It's really.
there
yeah.
was a lot.
Yeah.
No, there was a
fun.
flamingo.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We have photos of all of those on our wall.
Oh, cool.
We're having a baby and it's the Rosie Spoonbill room.
Oh,
Yeah.
very
But-
sweet.
Well, I wanted to thank you guys for allowing HDR. When I told HDR I was interested in Port Aransas, they threw their full support behind me to come pursue projects over here. And I just think it's really cool. So thank you guys very much. And HDR, thank you guys for all the support. David, thank you so much.
Yep,
for coming
thank you.
down.
Thanks for coming
Yeah.
and staying the duration.
Thanks.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Yeah.
Sorry, you're at the end.
Hey, that's great. We love it.
You got to see a
Little
whole
flavor. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we're
we know
working
more
on
about the
getting
city.
the marina parking lot
Oh,
out to
good.
bid, so we're gonna have
Yeah.
that quick. So
Yep. I'm almost done with the design on that and
And we
I'm
meet
taking a look at
tomorrow.
taking a look at the Charlie's Pasture blowout that occurred.
Oh, that's a nice one.
right.
It's
And then
about-
they've also got the second round of the GLO drainage.
Phase 3, actually.
Yeah, phase 3.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's $5.3 million drainage
Mhm.
project out here on Avenue A,
Right.
Howard, Access Road 1A and
Pulling.
yeah, Howard Pullen and Mustang.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you guys.
perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony.
Nice to meet you all. Nice to see you, Anthony. Welcome back.
Okay, Civic Center, City Hall renovation. So some photos there. If you guys want to do a tour, give me a call. I'd love to walk you guys around. It's looking really great. We are doing a punch list in 2 weeks. We're doing the punch walkthrough. So that's how close we're getting. In the Civic Center and admin side and the breakout room, grand hallway, bathroom. So it's all getting really close. So there's just a couple photos in there. One, the top left, the breakout room. Top right is the executive conference room that's on the back side of the admin. There's a breakout room restroom. You'll notice it kind of matches the renovation that we did a couple years ago in the forward restrooms. And then there's the grand hallway there. Trim work going on in the ballroom still, mostly trimming out the doors. breakout rooms are finishing up, drywall, paint, flooring, it's all completed. Just some small electrical finish ups, some painting touch ups, and then of course the IT build out. EFIS is starting. You see the scaffolding, so the front EFIS is underway. It's moving good. It's going to look really nice. Of course, the courtyard approved tonight, and they've already texted me. They're going to immediately get going with their subs on that. August 3rd through the 7th, we are going to have a C of O on the admin side, and we are going to move everyone from Darla's office, everyone moves. We're going to move all of admin into all that space in the back, and then they will come in. Of course, it's a big hit for Peggy because she's got to get us all set up. But then they'll come in, redo all the carpeting, paint, exterior front windows and trim all get changed out. We do all the security, the new security measures. So as you come in, the front person sitting will be behind glass. To get back to back into the building department, you're going through security. To get to the mayor's office and my office, you're going through a secure door. To get through the new wing into Fran's, she's in the new wing of the city secretary HR wing. So that goes through security. And then we're doing, of course, finishing up the county lobby. We got to get her moved. And then we're doing some safety at the 2 utility clerk windows that are existing, because right now you can just reach in and grab someone. So we're making those so that they're, secure pass-through windows. And then of course it's not new drywall in all the admin, but it's fixing any blemish, and then a full paint, all the trim, all the doors. If there's damaged ceiling tile or damaged grid or old vents, those are all getting replaced. So it's a full cosmetic makeup of everything from Darla's office all the way through. So step one is getting everyone moved. Hopefully it's a week. We have Gateways bringing a team of movers over, because they put together almost all those assembled desks. And so there's an art to taking those apart without breaking things. So they'll come in, help get us all the big furniture moved. Of course, staff will be doing their all their knickknacks and all that stuff. So that's going to be a big week. We will, as soon as we get the C of O, which we think we could be about 3 weeks away from the breakout rooms, Peggy will get the IT set up so that we can move council into the breakout room. And then as soon as we can do that, they'll start, this wall will come down, because this is all done behind us. It's rough, right? But no carpet, but the concrete's poured, the dais elevated, the walls. So they'll come in and then they'll do the renovation on this whole space all at once. It's probably 2 to 3 months of work. It's probably August, September, October. Then this will be all built. Then we can move back in here. They've also started landscaping. They've started exterior sidewalks. So it's moving really good. So we're happy with it. So it's going to be an interesting, that move is going to be tricky.
Yes, it is.
Things are already tricky enough. That's another tricky one. Any questions on that guy? Oh, and we got 10 couches coming Monday. So we'll find somewhere to put them.
A telephone?
No, we don't need that. Maybe Colleen will take it.
Oh.
You've been trying to give that away for a while.
Donate it, get a little plaque for you. Impulse COVID purchase. It's ready to go.
Ed says making progress on both their projects. So the Streetscape Venue project, of course, we discussed the bonding, the cash on that tonight, and then Charlie's Pasture Bulkhead Park. So that's well underway. It is a very aggressive timeline on the streetscape project. Because we have 3 years from when we received the funds, which is October 22nd, to expend the fund. Now, there are some little tricks to get you a little extension. But what we're gonna have to do is for the streetscape project, which is under design, we're gonna have to have 2 of those projects ready by May of 27. We bid them in June, award them in July, and then they hit the ground running the day after Labor Day, and they go full on and try to get the 2 easiest streets we can pick, or whatever we decide it makes the most sense. Build those streets for 9 months, and then they're also designing finishing design on the other 2 streets, so that when May of 28 hits, that second, those last 2 streets are finished. They go out to bid in May, get awarded in June or July, and then September of 28, the second 2 street starts, and you have until November to finish. So it's an aggressive, trying to avoid summer and that headache, but basically doing that. That's the schedule, because you have to expend those funds in 3 years. Now like I said, there's a couple tricks to get you some extensions, but which I could foresee us having to do.
Will streets be closed, or are they gonna
No.
be one lane at a time?
No, they will have to provide full access to everyone's
Okay.
driveways, everyone's businesses. Could it be an inconvenience?
Correct.
Yes.
But no businesses will be.
No, you can't close, no. But they're both moving, so, and as Mark said, they'll be back in September with the next step for the funding component. Animal shelter, staff reviewed 50% design drawings. We were very happy with them. It's looking great. The site survey is completed. The geotech survey was completed this week. We've submitted that to the Animal Planners of America team, so they have everything they have now to get to the next round of 70% drawing, so that's moving. Lifeguard building, all their dirt work has been finalized, and they're now on the underground electric and plumbing, so that has started, so that's moving good. And then the Avenue G station traffic light installation was completed, and we actually fired it up on June 30th. And we've had a couple meetings with our IT team, which consists of Maldonado, Burkett, and then who's there? No Traffic. Yeah, No Traffic is the other. No Traffic designs and manages the cameras and all the fancy software that makes this thing learn how to make adjustments on the fly. That's No Traffic. Maldonado Burkett is the installers of the lights and the arms and the electrical components. So it's kind of a combined effort, but Nicole's been taking the lead on that. So what we're doing now is working on programming and operational protocols so that the PD, we have a cheat sheet in the box, and PD dispatch, and then people here know exactly what to do when that light goes down, because there's a whole bunch of stuff that we can do on our own without having to call someone from San Antonio or wherever. Oh yeah, I'm 5 hours away, and we're like, well, it's Saturday in the summer and the light's out and it's gridlock. So we're working on getting those protocols in place. We know how to do some of it already because it went down last Saturday at a certain time, but they went in quickly and got adjusted. So it's moving. It's some people love it, some people maybe don't like it, but it's gonna get better and better as it learns. Rec Center. So the picture there, that is the gym with the walking track above it. It's looking really cool. If you guys want a tour of it, let me know. I'll get you a hard hat and we can go take a tour. It's about 99% dried in. There's still some areas of rain that get in. So they're working on that. A lot of interior work is underway. You know, of course, the HVAC, plumbing, electrical is well beyond the 75% mark. They're in there right now doing drywall, so it's progressing. It's probably about at 85%. And then a lot of work on the exterior siding, and surface work going on. So it is moving. Colleen, you went in last week, didn't you?
I think they were gonna turn on the HVAC this week.
Yeah, I didn't feel it when I was in there. Yeah, yeah. But I walked I walked your guys' office. It's looking pretty cool. I walked, the kitchen. The second picture is the kitchen facility that's in the back breakout rooms. They were putting the tile on. Looked really cool. So all in all, it's looking great. They're on schedule. We're looking at a December 26, January 27 opening. So it's moving. I mean, you go over, there's an army of people there. I mean, what's that?
Oh, come on now.
Construction complete December, move in like spring break.
Well,
Open the doors.
city staff maybe can start working out and doing stuff a little early.
I have an idea.
But no, it's great. You go over there and there's like 30, 40 people there every day. It's amazing.
It's awesome.
You said on schedule. That's impressive.
That's really impressive.
361 improvements. Of course, we're still working with TxDOT. The mayor's been actively helping, working with the TxDOT district engineer. Todd Hunter's helping. We met today with Maldonado Burkett, which is that temporary lighting company, or the lighting company that we use for the Station Street and G Light. They also have some conceptual ideas of how we could do temporary lighting on the highway that's a lot cheaper than what we're doing now, which is renting those portables. So we discussed the processes of installing some facilities that the city has the capability of turning on and off. And they're all three of those guys, they're all ex-TxDOT traffic guys, specialists. So, they were kind of coaching us on how we go about, what we need to submit to TxDOT to get temporary lighting that we're in charge of. So it was a good working session. And then, of course, we're getting comments geared up, Mayor, that we need to get back to back to them on our thoughts of their safety median project.
Yep.
So that's it. So that's the non-FEMA projects. Any questions from anyone on any of those?
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks.
Okay, anything else? All right, we'll move on to staff reports, and Darla's not here. I don't know, Dave, you want to go over her report? I know she emailed it to you
Chuck, you want to
guys.
go over her report?
Yeah,
I was gonna say this.
make the highlights, Chuck.
All right.
Chuck, help me out.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
The financial report highlights for June of 26, the general fund, financial status, general fund. The general fund shows year-end new revenues of about 11.7 million and expenditures of approximately 13.3. Yet it retains a strong fund balance, roughly over 11.1 million. Growth, sales tax and tourism revenues. General sales tax collections are up about 8% higher than last year at about 1.88 million. The hotel occupancy tax collections are up just about 22% to approximately 2.73 million. Fund balances and capital projects. The venue project has accumulated over $1 million for the future development, so that's a good thing.
Yep.
The beach fund holds about an 8.1 million fund balance, and the big revenue generator there that's above prior years, the parking permits, and then the harbor fund operating revenues increased about 4%, about 928K. The construction fund maintains a balance of about 14.9 million, supporting ongoing capital improvements, and that's all I got.
Good job.
That's good job.
Awesome.
Sorry, darling.
A great job. Anybody have any questions on anything that they might have reviewed? Okay, if so, you can email Darla. All right.
Or check.
Or Chuck.
Or darling.
Okay. All right, Miss Nicole.
All right, so I handed out mine prior to the meeting. You guys should have that in front of you. Kind of the same story with building permits. We're on the same low end. It started to get a little bit busier now, but it typically does that during the summertime. So we've year to date issued 30 or 29 building permits with 2 still currently under review. So we're a little short of what we are in previous years, but we are filling in with all kinds of fun projects back there in the meantime. Code enforcement activity, Carla opened 10 cases this past month. She handled a lot of re-inspections. She's issued 6 citations, mostly for high grass and weeds. We also had to abate 3 properties, which means we had to hire somebody to go in and take care of the situation, and then we lien those properties later on. She tagged quite a bit of vehicles out in the street. Short-term rentals are, up over the previous year. Laura also had to issue some citations this month. She typically tries to work with those people to get everybody up to date. Some people are just not as responsive, and they are typically more responsive after a citation.
Imagine that.
You cite it says payment plan, so if they've been, whatever they've been doing with their money, do they still get to rent their property, or do they not get to rent their property until they come current with their balance?
Well, so we don't handle the rentals. We handle whether they're registered or not. So they are not allowed to register. So
Should not be rented.
they should not be renting. So that's what their
Okay.
citations are for, continued rental without being registered. The payment plan people typically aren't. They are not allowed to register until they,
Come current.
well,
Okay.
no, I'll take that back.
All right.
I think we do let the people that have, contacted us and said, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't realize, or we thought Airbnb was collecting these taxes. They get on a payment plan and start making those payments, and they're allowed to register.
Okay.
We want them to make money so that they can pay us what they need as well. So,
when you say they're on a payment plan,
Mhm.
so say I have a house and I thought someone else is doing it.
sure.
And so I discovered that and I call and turn myself in and, from the next month forward, I am to remit the taxes or whoever to make sure that they're remitted correctly. Everything that I did not remit is on a payment plan.
Correct.
But moving forward,
They have to make
I
that
have to
payment
do,
every month.
okay, just make
So,
sure we're
yeah,
not giving them like.
We're
some
not
kind of,
adding on to the
hey, you can
payment
just
plan.
keep doing your payment
Hey,
plan.
you owe
Okay.
$8,000. We'll take
Yeah.
$1,000 every month for the next 8 months, plus your
Plus your normal
So
taxes
that
you're
you're-
owed.
that
Okay.
Yeah, you have to be paying.
Right, you have to be paid. Okay, good. All right.
We had 4 hotline complaints, mostly trash toters left out. Trash in general was a big issue after the 4th of July. So we did have to contact a number of people that were pretty receptive in going out and taking care of those situations. She handled 19 inspections over that busy month. And yeah, that's about it. So this next page is some of the information from our traffic light. What I'm most excited about is the analytics with this. We haven't gotten to spend a whole lot of time looking at it and playing with it, but this is just basically what I pulled out to show you kind of what it can do. Next month, if you want, I can give you an example of what that looks like. We can view these intersections. We can view all the cameras live as it's going, which is really pretty cool. So I pulled information just from one 24-hour period. It was a Wednesday, July the 8th. But this is how many kind of cars and vehicles went through that intersection. What I really enjoy is that they can see the number of pedestrians too. So it's really good information for us to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's neat. It's like you see the video image of the camera pointing in one direction. And it can sense a pedestrian, and then the box goes up around the pedestrian and flags it.
Yeah.
So it's a truck or a car or a motorcycle. That camera or that software has been trained to identify that shape,
That's cool.
and it can. That's how it does it. But it's
And
pretty
what
neat
they're
watching
going
it.
to find out if they can do for us, they said they sound pretty confident that they can, is determine what the difference between a golf cart and a regular a passenger vehicle. And so we might be able to break that out into even more information. On the second page, yeah. And that was a Wednesday. July the 4th was about 20,000 and about 1,600 pedestrians that walked through there. If you look at the next page, and I apologize that it came out pretty small, but that first block in the top, that shows you Avenue G and Station. Avenue G is running left to right on the page, Station is running top to bottom. And it tells you how many cars made each one of those turns. The numbers in the middle were the pedestrians and how many pedestrians crossed each portion of that street. So it's just really great information
That is.
for us to be able to use.
Not allowed to go left on the G.
I know, that's weird, right?
It's zero.
Well,
That
how
doesn't-
can
that
someone be
doesn't sound
zero? I
right.
mean,
They couldn't be zero.
you gotta be able to take a right turn
See which one that is?
from G
It's
to south.
eastbound or northbound on Station, taking a left onto G. It's zero.
Yeah, that is strange.
Oh, that's weird.
Because you see that a bunch.
Yeah, I'll have to, oh, of course, yeah, absolutely. I'll have to
Yeah,
look at
there's
that.
something
Well, it's probably pulling that number into something else.
Or
Sorry.
that a U-turn? Is that, it maybe it's.
Well, the next one is a UE, but
That's a
I
UE,
don't even
right?
know,
But
think there's space for a UE.
no.
I like the light. I used to avoid that intersection at all costs. Now I
Yeah.
purposely go better.
Wonderful. I do, I
See what's happening?
Yeah, especially if you're going down Station Street because, you know.
And it's gonna get
go
better.
up
We're
there.
still tweaking it and trying to figure out.
Best
We're,
layouts,
we're still working on it because what we're trying to, and we've communicated this to the no traffic guys, is that Station, north and southbound, and Avenue G coming away from the beach, those technically could queue to infinity, right? Without having a huge impact. Whereas G towards the beach, it's queue, that's the critical queue because it can get back to the highway, it can get back to Allister like that. And when Nicole and I went and watched it July 4th weekend, it can happen so fast that even so that timing has to be perfect, and that timing on whatever day it is, it has to give the priority to the beach bound G
Mhm.
to keep it from impacting all the turn lanes on the highway. Because what was happening was the cars would come back, they'd go all the way back to the light, and then a northbound highway couldn't turn right, and then people on southbound on Allister trying to turn to the beach, they were jammed, and then someone coming across G straight to the beach, they couldn't move. So it quickly could go to.
Yeah, thankfully it didn't, I mean, it quickly resolved itself
Yeah,
too
it
when
was
we were
resolving
watching it.
itself, but we still have to figure out.
Absolutely. And
How
so
to get that down, especially during the summer.
one of the benefits of this system that we have on our light is if they're on other lighting systems, they can work together.
Yeah.
So if
Takes three.
it does take three it takes three for optimization. You
Yeah.
can time them to where you can time
Yeah.
them the same way. But for the AI to optimize your traffic, it does take three.
And what we were told was that if we partner with TxDOT, they won't surrender and give their light to us.
They said they might. We would have to have a
But
discussion with them.
they would want control of our light. In other words, their intersection would be the master intersection, and it would communicate to the G and Station to make it behave properly and sequence properly so that the main intersection at G and Allister
Doesn't get
runs
backed up.
smooth.
Right,
And
right.
maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah,
You know,
that's-
maybe
that's where
that
the
is
main
the way to
traffic
do
goes,
it.
yeah,
Sunday,
yeah.
maybe. On Sundays.
They could also
So much.
still kind of like, they could give us both access to have that ability to work together too. So those are conversations that we'll have in the future. The best thing we can do right now is just gather this information and kind of see what to do with it. So it's great to have.
It's just, it's if those two were communicating, the three green cycles at that intersection, straight through on G, turning right on the highway, turning left, they would all be in communication with the green at Station and G so that they know to sequence correctly. So when the highway is feeding down G, that light knows to be green. So they all feed at the same time.
They need
And
to.
then they stop at the same time. That's the benefit of having those two intersections communicate. That's awesome.
Yep. And so next month we'll have played in this system a little bit more. We'll come and bring you a demonstration and show you kind of what that looks like.
periodically I go from one of my businesses to the other. And if I go down Allister, it takes 20 minutes. Because that's the through. And so I'm enjoying that because you can go across.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like the left-hand turn signal too.
On stations?
On
G.
station.
Okay, yeah. So station, we had to do it that way. There's not enough for those turns to happen at the same time. So if you guys pay attention, if you watch the light, Avenue G goes, then one side of station goes, then the other side of station goes, and then Avenue G goes again.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed more golf carts lined up on station because I think they've already figured out, like, we can come over here and cross this red light and be safer and get through.
Yeah.
I mean, they were lined up the other
Yeah,
day.
I've spent a lot of time sitting at Stripes and watching
Yeah.
traffic.
Yeah, I saw you
Joe Helen caught me one morning.
Sunday morning.
Yeah,
Like,
so
wait.
I've spent a lot of time watching it. And then even more time at home on my computer watching.
Oh, gosh.
So this
All right.
monitoring system is very interesting. I like that.
Yeah,
Thank you,
and what Nicole was alluding to is that when you look at this intersection on and you look at the the outside edge of a car on Station Street turning to go down G one way or the other, there's a conflict here in the middle. There's just not enough space. They'd actually hit each other. So when we do these left turns, this guy gets a left turn, but this one stays red. And so the problem is that adds to G being red for a longer period of time because you got to do an individual turn from northbound station, stop them, and then you got to let northbound or southbound station go because you can't let them each turn at the same time in that intersection because they hit.
I don't know what's going on with this business on that
Ugh.
corner, but
Gonna say.
okay. They need to get out of the right of way because not only does it block the sight like that, the lane of sight, but it's just not safe and they shouldn't be allowed to go all the way to the right of way like that.
They did put, at one point we had to put some barricades so that their golf carts would
Yeah.
extend past the right of way. Right now, that's mostly empty. Except for some really ugly. But there's
Well,
everywhere.
citations.
Yeah. And then when they, whatever their next plan is, when they plan to rebuild, we need to not allow them. I mean, the rest of these businesses have grass in the medians and on the right of ways.
I'm pretty sure they have the burnt orange golf cart I wrecked in 2004 still in that pile.
You wrecked it?
They probably do.
I rented it. One of my buddies wrecked it. I woke up in the morning to a wreck
Okay.
that I had rented. It was great.
We don't want to know what you guys were doing.
I was sleeping, but that was 22 years ago.
Ugh.
And that thing was still sitting out there a year ago.
All right, who's next? Thank you, Nicole.
Okay. Mr. Johnson, welcome.
Okay, so a couple of little things that are different this month. My report looks a little different and there's a reason. So I got with our software company that we do all of our reports through and everything else and talked to one of the developers and he was nice enough to build me a dashboard to almost add everything that I present. So so now this report is automatically done every month on the 1st. And so this is going to be a little bit easier way, then I'll just do some add-ons to it. But this is kind of going to be one of the things that you see. So as you see there, in prior year 648, I'm sorry, prior year was 667, we're currently at 648. Previous month 125, previous month of last year was 156. And so there's a few of these things that I'm going to dig into and just make sure that they're grabbing all the right numbers because I actually had a higher number for previous month in the 140s. So I got to figure out which ones it did not grab. Response time 4 minutes and 26 seconds. And like you can see, previous month, 4 minutes 31, previous year, 4:37. So the time is, we're still dropping some time off of our response times. And then when you get down to the calls by disposition, this is kind of where it's kind of cool because you get to see a little bit more than what we normally show you. And that's just, you know, the different dispositions on a call. So if we evaluated the patient and did a treatment, no transport, if we treated them, if we transported them with lights and sirens versus no lights and sirens. And so it's kind of cool. And then you see the pie chart. I guess it didn't do the percentages on there, which it does on the live version. But it's kind of cool to be able to see this year versus last year and how the percents are so similar. I mean, they're within 1 or 2% on each one of those. So it's kind of a neat little graph there. And then same thing on our calls by destination. you know, Bay Area calls by destination year to date, 34%. Last year was 38%, or last month. And so you can just kind of see on the others, what the others are is going to be between like our Spawn South, the Portland Hospital and Doctors Regional. So it's kind of cool just to be able to track it and see that it's very, very similar, and it just kind of repeats itself, just like history.
Daniel, what's NA mean?
Say again, not
Yeah.
available.
Oh.
And so that's just gonna be like, let's see here. Let me see. All the NA is going to be the non-transports. So you get the call, but their destination is gonna be a non-transport, so it doesn't have it in there. And that comes out like on year to date, 53% of our calls were non-transports.
So you're likely treating somebody, but it's not necessarily something that needs medical emergency room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that we will be, and that one, if you go to, I guess it was the previous one, but you can see like there's an assist public, there's a canceled, no patient contact, there's a canceled prior to arrival, there's a patient evaluated with no treatment and transport required. And so there's just a lot of different categories on things that when we can get there, and sometimes it's just treated and, you know, and then treated on scene, but then transported by PD because they're going to jail, or, you know, treated on scene and then they go by POV. And so there's a lot of different options on
that.
how we're tracking them.
Yeah, because I would think that would happen sometimes where you go and you treat and then you tell somebody, well, you probably should go to the emergency room. You want to, you know, I mean, or what?
Our stingrays or jellyfish,
Yes.
you go there, you treat them, you do the whole deal, and then they either want to go by their, you know, in their own car, or they don't go.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Congratulations on.
Kind of a new little
Yeah.
tool, make it a little easier, and that way I can, with this one already kind of being pre-done and I don't have to spend as much time on it, then I can come back and actually dig into some of the calls. So, another little celebration is, so Jeremy Westcott, he's one of our part-time guys. Shelby Wright, she's a part-timer, and then Joe Torres is a full-timer. They are all EMT basics, and then they all went to school for advanced, and they all finished school within the last 2 weeks, and they've taken their national registry, and all three of them passed in the first attempt. So they're all moving up and doing better, which is just a kind of a little shout out. It's really good. You know, I like to always keep one or two or all my guys and girls in school or doing some kind of deal to advance their education. So they're doing really well with that. So it's good. And the last couple little things. So I'm just going to do a little brief on July 4th, just because it was so wacky. And we don't have to wait till next month to do it. Why it's still kind of fresh.
On your mind.
Yeah, so that Thursday through Sunday, just a little glimpse into that. We did over 40 calls just on those few days. And July 4th day, actually from the whole day, we did 17 calls that day. 10 of them were transports. Average turnaround transport time was 2.5 hours.
Oh, gosh.
And so, I mean, you spend the entire day transporting those 10 patients.
Yeah.
During those 17 calls, we had 2 cardiac arrests that day. We had 1 CPR of a 3-year-old drowning, and then we had a shooting. So those are like the highlighted ones. The first call came out at 12:50, so right as July 4th started. And the last call, they went all day long, and the last call was at 11:26 p.m. So the biggest gap in that entire day of not being in an ambulance on calls was between 4 a.m. and 9 a.m. So we had a little 5-hour
sleep
break
time
in the middle. But yeah, no, but that's whenever in the 4 a.m. call was actually one of the cardiac arrests.
Oh,
So
gosh.
once you get back, there's just not a call that happened in between those
Yeah.
times. So they're still gone transporting, they get back, and then they have to restock and they go through the whole ambulance. So turns into a very, very long 4th of July. A couple of the other things, so just a variety of our calls. We had, let's see, 2 assaults that night. We had 4 falls with head injuries or ankle pains. Like I said, a couple CPRs, essentially 3 of them. That one drowning. We had a bike versus vehicle accident, and a couple abdominal pains, and then a golf cart versus car. So yeah, it was a good time there. Very eventful. So other than that, that's kind of all I got.
Nothing at the Texan?
There was a call there. Yeah. Yeah, that was one of them. It's in the TV.
Blotter. I know. That's next. Yeah.
No, it turns crazy. I mean, and for them to be able to fully wreck and total a car while being in the Texan parking lot turns into like, see what happens. So
Yeah.
Kids-
It's some entertainment there.
that's fine.
Goodness.
Any other questions?
They built a series.
All right. Thanks, Daniel.
Oh, well, that matters.
All right, last but not least,
Mayor, council, good evening.
good evening.
I don't
Mr.
have anything
Mayor.
for July, so this is
Oh.
all for June.
You're gonna save up.
I'll leave that for Chief Stokes. That's gonna take a while. So these are the report or the summary for June. We had a total of 2,038 calls for service. Dispatch answered 892 911 calls. They dispatched 2,038 calls to the police department. 20 calls were animal control. 27 calls for precinct 4, the constable's office. 122 calls was for the Port Aransas EMS. 9 calls for the Port Aransas Fire Department, 8 calls for Texas Parks and Wildlife, and 37 calls for lifeguards and 6 utility calls. We had a total of 66 arrests. I had 2, by the way. 66 arrests. The Port Aransas Police Department arrested 60 people during the month of June. A total of 75 charges were filed against those arrested. 5 people were arrested on 6 outstanding warrants. 27 charges were alcohol related, including 5 DWIs. Offenses, 1 intoxicated assault, which is just if somebody has an accident and they've been drinking, they get charged with intoxicated assault. 10 charges were for drug related crimes. 5 charges were assault related offenses. 1 was for unlawful carrying of a weapon and 1 charge for resisting arrest. Traffic citations for the month of June, we had 736. And there's an attached report that I'm not going to go over, but it's attached to your packet there. And then we had 12 golf cart related citations. Oh, I'm sorry. We had 12 alcohol related or drug related violations and 8 golf cart citations. Significant events on June 3rd, 2026, there were 27, or that may be wrong, but what we have going on at the PDs, we have 27 sworn slots. For officers, we have 7 dispatchers. We have 1 opening in dispatch right now. There is 1 on training. We have 23 sworn positions that are full. We just had 2 people complete field training, and they're on their own now and doing a great job. He highlighted 3 significant incidences we had during June. June 11th, officers responded to a golf cart rollover, and I'll just summarize it. One of the passengers on the golf cart received some serious injuries. After their investigation, they realized the driver had been intoxicated. He was charged with intoxication assaults, and he was transported to Nueces County Jail. On June 15, 2026, officers responded to a family disturbance on Anchor Drive. The fight started over a card game. Not sure he got a really bad hand or what. Ended up pulling a loaded pistol out.
Oh, jeez.
Officers responded. We did our investigation, determined that a criminal offense had occurred, and he was charged with deadly conduct because he displayed a weapon, causing other people to fear for imminent bodily injury. And then we completed the necessary paperwork for an emergency protective order for the family and all notifications as part of the investigation. On June 18th, the department responded to Sandpoint Circle area following reports of a reckless driver.
Same street.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
And basically, he was arrested. He refused all the field sobriety tests during the inventory of the vehicle. It's a violation if you're have a Class B or higher to have a weapon with you, and he had a gun. So he got charged with unlawful carrying a weapon and driving while intoxicated. He was processed through the Port Aransas City Jail and then transported to the Nueces County Jail. And that's all I have. I'm glad that y'all saved the best for last.
Thanks for your blowout bulkhead work on the side.
Barricades heavy after a while.
Oh, my goodness. Well, all right. That's a lot of information. Great report. Okay. Item 10, city council comments and items for future consideration. Anybody have any?
Just had some talk, I know, with Miss McKinney, and then when Mr. Krimp, John was here talking about with the school health advisory committee, when school starting on the 24th about, I know Chief Stokes had put some information together in regards to e-bikes, just for educational purposes, and didn't know what we could do. Maybe I'd get with her and get with John and try to take what Chief has, get with Chief. Just see if there's some kind of information that we can put together just to educate a little bit. I know I don't know, I was not creating no ordinances or anything like that, but just
some type of.
Isn't Chief working on something?
Yeah, we're,
Chief was working on something.
Yeah, oh, okay.
But I think information in the meantime would be good. Educational stuff. Okay,
You all ready to go?
Okay.
good. So,
Right after. Did you guys-
oh, well, it's close. But that'll be something that, that they can present, at the, maybe if we got it on the 12th,
Yeah.
we could put it on the agenda for the 12th meeting.
Yeah.
And so that we can present it before the informational stuff, maybe?
Something that they can do just internally at school
Yeah.
to make sure that it's just the legal access.
Okay, so maybe for item for consideration on the 12th or possibly the 25th. Okay, anybody else?
I've got a quick one. I'm sure everybody's
Yeah.
tired. I'm tired and hungry. So, so the Gainey family that was here earlier, and I've never seen that to when, does council have any ability to ask the police department to go back and reopen an investigation?
No.
Because council, I mean, PD works for you.
Yeah.
And so there's, okay, and so I know they were here pleading.
yeah,
but I
PD
didn't-
can, the way the charter reads is that council can direct me to do an investigation.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys have that authority.
Understood. And, you know, in a case like that, would that have to actually come up as an agenda item?
Yes, it
or-
would. Yes,
Okay, full process.
it specifically calls it out. It's a council approved, meaning a majority. You guys could put it on the agenda, direct me to do an investigation, and then I would conduct that
Oh.
investigation. So, yeah, I mean, it's, you know,
I mean, it's just when it
It's in the
comes back
charter.
around, Peter was a friend, right? So
Yeah,
when,
yeah.
when it keeps circling back,
Yeah.
it's just, you know, curiosity, but, you know, I don't think putting it as an agenda item is probably the right. approach
it's
in
up
that
to you
case.
guys. I mean, it's, if that's something you guys want to do, then, you know, it's not out of the ordinary.
That's, I
Yeah.
haven't been on council long enough to
Yeah.
even know. Probably an easier conversation had with.
Yeah, and I know Chief Stokes says, if you guys want to meet, if you guys want to, you know, if you're interested in coming in, we could set up meetings, but you know, it's always something you guys can consider.
He's a very open book, so if you have questions regarding that or anything, I think you can go to him directly.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, have that conversation with David, but certainly,
exactly, yeah.
so if people have questions, I think it's a good place to start.
It was more of a broader question for longer term.
Sure.
Yeah.
When events like this happen.
I have two quick things.
Yeah.
One thing I just want to make sure, and this is an agenda item maybe for the 12th or right before, but we talked before about doing pedestrian striping, and I know school's coming back up. but
Yeah.
Hiring a separate company to do that so that
Yeah,
it's
so-
good and it lasts.
Well, we've done it in the past,
Yeah.
is that, you know, we got good at it for a while. We were doing the
Yeah. Right.
plasma, whatever. So we can do that again, or we can contract it out if it's, even if it's
Whatever.
easier. So, but Doug is looking at cost materials
Okay.
and getting stuff ordered, but, I'll talk to Doug about, I mean, if we can contract it out, it's probably better because it takes a load off of him and, you know, that's not a huge chunk of change.
I think that, I'm certainly when we're moved forward with the streetscape, which, you know, all those roads are going to take time, but I can just tell you, I mean, every summer, and I know you guys see it all the time too, there are a lot of very busy intersections, but also very busy sections of town that maybe don't even have crosswalks that maybe would be worthy of installing some because of the pedestrian traffic. There's, I mean,
Yeah, there's a bunch.
there's so many, there's so many, especially particularly in the areas that are really high commerce, you know, where people are walking around. Like, I'm not even sure there's a lot of fabulous crosswalks available at the corner of Cotter and Avenue. You know, but I mean, the really busy places where there's a lot of pedestrian, it's right. They're walking across, and in particularly if you have businesses that have to have alternative parking to support their business, I think we need to relook at that and make sure we have adequate cross.
Yeah, so like just at like Cotter and Allister,
It's
nothing, there's
Just
no
nothing.
crosswalks there.
No.
There used to be, you can kind of see one here, I think. Back in the day, maybe.
But we need to address that. Like, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of pedestrian traffic there,
See. Alliston.
and not wait until we redo the,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
you know, what
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I know all that'll get addressed when we do the
Right.
streetscape project, but I think it needs to be done, I mean, now, next week, yeah. But there are a lot of places that just, you know, that need some addressing, particularly on these busy intersections.
We would almost need engineering help. Because like, for example, when you look at when you look at Cutoff, G6 and Ross,
Yeah,
that is way above the pay grade of our
Sure.
public works.
sure.
Being able to legally lay out, because you got to do this all in accordance with the M, the MTU, the manual of transportation. It's the adopted state and federal guidelines. So it's all these streets. I mean, it's
Roundabout.
that's the roundabout, but I mean, some of the streets, yes, they could go out and figure out how to do, but the majority of these intersections, like, you know, going back to Potter and Allister, that is definitely an engineer laying that out.
Okay, well, so
So what I would need to do is,
we can make an agenda item for next month.
no,
and then
don't
talk
make, no,
about it.
don't make an agenda item. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna have we can get an engineer to start the process. It's not gonna be, I don't perceive it being a whole lot, but we could at least get the engineer, and then what we can do is we can bring it to you guys. You know, I don't know if I can get it, you know, we're gonna do the school stuff right away.
Sure.
But the other ones, I would say, give me 2 months, and then I could bring you guys back a kind of a priority list of like which ones are the most critical, and we can start chewing on them in order.
Okay, great.
Okay, all right.
Why did that red light get taken out right there? There used to be a red light there.
Yes, there used to be a traffic light there. It got ripped down after Harvey.
Yep.
And we put in a 4-way stop, and everyone liked the 4-way stop.
Okay. Okay, just curious.
And it moves. I mean, it,
When it
you
went
know.
next to- Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
the ones can't understand that they're
Yeah,
supposed to
I'm
turn instead of going
Um,
straight.
the only other thing is I want to talk about too is the red striping again. I want to make sure there's hot spots in town.
Yep, we got.
We all know what
spot
they are,
working
but
on.
we need to,
What's the status of that? We need to prioritize them, get the list to council, because that's something you guys approve. So maybe. Okay, August red striping. Okay.
Northbound on 11th.
Yeah, yeah.
Ran from 1A all the way to G yesterday. One speed limit sign, not run, I was driving. I'm sorry. I saw one speed limit sign.
Oh.
the signs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, signs.
I just all over town and.
I know there's no speed bumps. I told my wife about
House of
that.
Rose.
She was like,
Probably needs old Howler robes. Mexico style. It'll slow down.
no, we discussed speed bumps today with Maldonado Burkett.
Oh.
I agree with you.
How many laps?
He said, yep, it slows traffic down in front of the one
How many
house that
lights?
has the speed bump, and then everyone else gets the race. Didn't he say the same thing, Nicole?
I promise he did agree with you.
Yeah, David. I didn't bring it up. He goes, yeah, they stop in front of the speed bump and everyone else gets a race car.